Wake up! Wake up! It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. It's been a rough day. You gotta always, and I say always, be thankful for everything you got in this world, man. I mean, everything you got in this world. Because one day you might not have any of it. Friends, contact them, let them know that you care. Try to be there as much as you can. You never know. Be the last time you might see them. You never know. Take care of yourself, man. Stress is a killer. So make sure y'all get rest. Proper rest, man. Now, let's talk about it. Don't forget to hit the like button, good people. What's up, Mr. Clay? Yep. One more again. Before they put the sabotage down on me. Listen, 50 Cent, I told you, he got a big, massive deal from Starz. People don't know how much money that is in actual television and cable programming. Now, it's more in network television, but you take what you can get. So Starz has gave 50 Cent total control and letting his plan play out instead of trying to basically control his vision. You know, with Power, it was all this negotiating about money and how many episodes could they do. You know, it was just too much fighting and tussling. And it's like, why are we fighting and tussling for? Just trust us. We're the #1 show right now in that time slot. Why would you fight that? Look at what it's doing for you. So Starz started to wake up and said, yeah, why we keep trying to control this? You know, let's just trust 50's vision. This guy has been giving you nothing but gold and took your cable network and raised that number up by 900%. So if you plus a 900, why are you even complaining? If you watch Starz, they show Power Book 2 on every station, on every channel they got. It'll be on 3-4 channels at the same time. This is part of the discipline. This is part of the attitude. So, no, now they got this new series that's going to come out that's going to feature 50 Cent in the game situation. When the whole thing went down, it's going to be I think it's going to be a mini series. But, you know, we don't know how Starz is going to do it or how 50 is going to play it out. But that's in the works too. Now, I told 50 in the comment section to be careful because he knows Jimmy Henchman, who a lot of this is going to be around. There's a lot of things people don't know, the general public. But Richmond is one of the main people who sues a lot of people. He'll sue you. Don't think Jimmy won't. Jimmy will sue you quick. So you gotta be careful when dealing with well, it's a lot of things transpiring, good people. You're either gonna be on the good side or on the bad side of it. There's a lot of things that transpire because that's really what derailed G Unit. So if anybody wants a G Unit story, there's one of them. That 50 Cent Game story was huge. 50 was at the top of the rap game when all of this happened. Fifty was the top of the rap game. He was selling more records than than Eminem. No one wants to ever talk about that, but he was. He was selling more records than him. And the fact is, at that time, 50 Cent got involved because they pulled him into it. Game was on the label before 50 Cent even got there. He was already signed. But they've been waiting so much, taking all this time trying to debut him. They screwed up a lot of things. They said, man, we did this with 50 Cent. We could do this with all our other artists. So they went to put $10 million behind the Game and make a promo, make him like the toughest blood in the world. Did documentaries, had little interviews set up. He went and got Eazy-E tattooed on him, and he repping Eazy-E. So he was repping the Clips and the Bloods. He was going to bring the West Coast back. He was going to be the guy. Once 50 was getting part of the deal, he took songs off his own album, The Massacre, and gave them over to the Game. And when he gave them to the Game, you could tell these was 50 Cent songs. Church for Thugs, Hate It or Love It, This Is How We Do. All of these are 50 Cent tracks. Now imagine 50 Cent having those songs on The Massacre. Exactly, he made it. Yeah, he got paid. But it goes to show you that this is what happens. In the game. Because the game came out, he sold about 5 million records, almost 6. They recouped their money. Everybody's happy, they doing well. Success go to his head, game flips and goes at it. Everybody wanted to destroy 50 at that time and destroy G Unit, but they didn't know how. G Unit could only be destroyed from within. Now here was somebody in your own organization, the game, who was willing to work with all these other artists. And I'm quite sure they're going to have the situation in there when they're working to try to come out on what will be Game's first single and what would be his first look. And he comes out with Jimmy and then did a music video and just jumped in it. Dr. Dre didn't even know the video was out. 50 had to show it to him and said, look, we in here talking about what his look is going to be and where we going to go in the direction. And your man just jumped out here and jumped on a a video that's on Koch. We just dropped it out and released it like this. He's in the Jim Jones video when Jimmy's on Koch. Him in the game all in the video. He's like, we in here talking about a big budget video and all this stuff, and we just debuted him like this. Dre was like, what the hell? Nah, he ain't just do that. Why they do that? Because it's Jimmy, man. That's Jimmy. Jimmy told him to do it. Meaning Jimmy Henchman. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. And thank you guys who have been hitting up the Cash App. I thank you. For the rest of y'all who don't know, my Cash App is Carcino. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. So tell me, since you guys are here premiering in the comment section, what's your thoughts? I mean, about the 50 Cent in Game series coming to Starz. It's in the works right now. They just announced that they haven't even casted actors for it yet. Oh, it's beyond interesting. This is what crumbled up G Unit. This is what made Hot 97 a problem. This is what made a lot of different situations, transpire, at the time and go in a way that it shouldn't be. Game friend got shot going up in there, getting in a shootout at the Hot 97 downstairs. scripted show full of lies. Well, that's one thing about it. We know the majority of everything that went on in that, so we discussed it. Every element, every little bitty detail. We seem to have known that all of it. So we'll be able to tell if something is different or off. I mean, this series is gonna be pretty good. No, him in the game is in a great space now. You know, and like they talked their way through it. Because in the end of the day, they knew where the problem was. You know, Jimmy had a problem with 50. And that was just it from just the streets. And those two were never gonna see eye to eye. And he used the game to start getting that 50. And once that started, it wasn't gonna go good for Game. And 50 didn't waste his time trying to remove Game because he was still with the label. But it damaged a lot of relationships. Dre and 50 Cent relationship was never the same because of that. It affected a lot of relationships. They were cool when it was about music, but 50 was thinking differently. He thought like, man, like he was one of the family, like he was one of the guys. They didn't see it that way. It wasn't even close. They didn't see it that way at all. The way Dre saw it is you work for me and we do work together. It's business and that's that. And that let him know what time it was. He was like, oh, okay, so this is just how it is. BMF is in the works. They have the actors, everything. So you got to understand, this is television shows sometimes take 6 years or longer to even pop off or even get made. You know, you're shopping it, hoping that you get the right people involved, and it can be worth, sometimes things are worth more money down the road. You think Power was just created like that? Power took 3-4 years for them to come out with it. The only thing 50 did that he shouldn't have done was announce BMF. He wanted to get the people's interest into it to show the people that buy it, like, look, the people want it. Because they don't know anything about urban market. They don't know. That's why they got 50. And like, to handle that, and Fifth's trying to show them, like, look, don't forget to hit the like button, people, because we got too many people in here and they're not hitting the like button. But the whole thing is this. You know doggone well I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But that's what I'm saying. BMF, Fifth told y'all too far in advance. But he had to do that to show the people the interest. So they could see, like, man, we are getting a lot of people talking about BMF. I don't even know what this is. You know, they don't know what it is. So a lot of them research it, like, oh, it was a story in the urban market. It was the true story. So they don't even really truly know, like, what's going on here. So they trusted in that 50, so Fifth have to show the interest. But y'all thought it was coming out like, all right, well, BMF coming like next year. No, it wasn't. It takes time. But what happened? Because of Power's success, it opened up a lot of other doors. 50 Cent had shows that didn't even take off on Fox, and he did another one on SI. He ended up going to Crackle and doing another show he got over there. Fifth and to do some other shows on other networks. But his Starz deal is for the programs that they got, that he's brought to the table. And he finna do it over there. Remember, it's a 10-figure deal. It's 10 numbers. So Fifth has already done better than his whole music career. One television deal. He basically then did it again, then came back even better. Here's the thing, if the game would have stayed, I don't even know what that means. If the game would have stayed, I don't know where that would have been. I mean, 50 and him were great together. Game is the type of rapper he needs somebody else to lay down the skeleton of the song, and then he could come on it and just destroy it. But other than that, Game can't really make a records on his own. It's Henchman, Jimmy Henchman. Got nothing to do with Aving, just Henchman. What's up, Ray? No, this will be good for all of them. You know, Game got a raw deal with that reality show situation, but it just goes to show you how a majority of these women can do any of these things to come and get your money. But the only thing about the Game is that they mad about him is that he never showed up to court. He just blew it off. Like, nah, they'll throw that out. That's ridiculous. So he felt like he was too big to come to court, so they awarded her the $7 million. So he tried to go to appeal this situation so he can go back to court. Like, whoa, I gotta go to court. They gave her, somehow I gotta pay her $7 million. Now she finna get the Game royalties. You know, it's just until she get her $7 million, I'm like, oh my goodness. This is tragic. Oh, well, see, no at? I'm in like the hood, the Hispanic version of the hood. Where the essays at? watch too many movies. Um, no, I'm not in the greens. Yeah, you wish the Denver Nuggets win in tonight. I think the game would be over by halftime. Everybody gonna be Denver gonna come back for the third time. I'll be not tonight. NBA Adam Silver run out there and knock the Joker completely out. Oh yeah, man. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to see my homeboy, man. That's why I told y'all, man, be careful. Because, you know, he had like 4 strokes. 4 strokes, man. That's serious. It's real serious, man. He don't get out to 2 more days, but he get to come home, thank God. But having 4 strokes, hey, thanks, how long? Appreciate that, man. So I said it's been a rough day. That's why I say always, tell your friends and your family you love them, hug them. You never know. Stress will take you out, so you need to relax. Go get some rest. That sounds like a great idea, even for myself. Go home, get some rest, relax, take it easy. Was he healthy? I would say no. But a lot of stress was on his head. He's got a lot of people depending on him, to feed the family. He got a lot of jobs, man. It's like no days off. Yeah, you can say that. A good woman can assist you and help alleviate stress, or they can add to it, so you never know. All depends on the woman. I think the series will be good. I don't know if it's going to be a series. Like, it's going to be season 1, season 2. Like, maybe probably a mini series. Like, it might be like 10 episodes only, or 7, 6, 7. I don't know. It depends on how they want to play it. Banks versus Cassidy, man, that almost went down. Oh, that almost went down. In game as a duo. Oh, well, that was in the works. They were going to do a joint album. That was going to be a collabo album. When the series come out, you guys will probably hear and learn a whole lot of things you guys didn't know. They were going to do a movie together, the whole nine. All that got canceled. Everything got canceled, B. That's what I'm saying. The people messed up so many plans when that whole split up happened. They tried to patch it up. Man, they called immediately, had the game and 50 Cent meet up. 50 Cent kissed Game on the cheek. And they supposed to patch everything back up. And he was going to be back in G Unit. And everything was going to work out. That got blown up. Every time they come up with something, it got blown up. And we'll get to hear how Jimmy Henchman turned everything back around full swing. And the game just went off and just started destroying his career. To the point where he got kicked off the label. He wasn't on Aftermath no more. He was on their other label, Giffen Records. But 50 was like, look, if maybe there's a confusion here. If y'all feel like this kid is the one, then y'all can let me out my deal. And y'all can take him. I hope that gets displayed here. Because he was like, look, if there's some confusion, like we don't want to pick between you and him, we could easily solve all that. Let me out my deal, and you can keep him. That would have been the biggest mistake they've ever made. But Dre like, nah, I'm keeping everybody. Dre ain't gonna lose no money like that. You did right. Did right. No, he didn't get kicked out for dissing Jay-Z. But when he dissed Jay-Z, 50 had to make the call to Jay to let him know he was out in Europe tripping. He was overseas really feeling himself. Straight getting funky. How they try to do you, mans? They try to do me dirty. They ain't trying to dirty, y'all. Dirty as the South. Is that what y'all think of me? Try to get rid of me? Huh? Man, they trying to do me dirty. It's a shame, but this is how the business is, man. They sabotage your page, keep you buffering. Now, I'm in a great area with great location. Great location. There should be no issues with buffering. None. But yet and still, for some mysterious reason, we are now buffering. Now, like I was saying, the game beef was with Memphis Bleak back when the game was with J.O. Felony. And they had Get Low Records. And then he came out with Get Low. Memphis Bleak. And he felt that they both stole the name. So he was still riding for J.O. He took that and went after the entire Rockefeller. And then he got into it with Joe Budden. And they didn't really care about it. But the thing is he was creating beefs with all these rappers. And it was bringing G-Unit into it. Because now he's part of them. So they already like, man, like, we ain't had no problem with no Joe Budden. We really didn't care about Joe Budden. But you did it, and we backed you up. And this is why the beef took place. And it was like, okay, this thing with Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z, look, you damaging relationships with people we cool with. You know, like we already got a business working relationship with other things. You putting all that at risk. Now they had a disagreement over XXL thing. It wasn't no beef because of that. The beef was about Game. Game had a beef with him. And because of that, that got into G-Unit, and then they start dissing G-Unit and all that stuff, and talking about banks and all that. You know, he went off on everybody. Budden was going in. You know, it was the way he can keep going because that's what he do. He's a battle rapper. He's a diss rapper. That's really what Joe Budden does. So Game brought a lot of beef to the table. You know, when they really didn't have a lot of beef with anybody. He brought that to their table. So when you bring that to their door and they back you, and the thing is that Fat Joe and Nas and all of them, at the time, they had beef with them. And they was like, and Game was talking about he'll do a record with Nas and Fat Joe and all these people. And he was like, whoa, what you doing? You know, like, what do you mean you gonna do a record with them? Oh, you gonna do a record with them? That's it, we're done. You know, these are people that's dissing us, and you talking about you gonna do a record with them. Why would you talk about doing a record with them and they the ones out here doing that? Then we sitting over here backing you on all your beefs, but then you walk away when it comes to us. And then these are the people that's dissing us. And you talking about doing a record with them. That's why Fifth was like, look, I don't even want them in the group. Because it really was a battle between the management. Jimmy Henchman was managing him and that team, and 50 team. So when you got different management, different directions, different goals, all different motives, you know, that gets in the way. And then the artist is the vehicle that they're using to implement their own self-hate, because they have hate over another situation. And Game went all out. He put out a DVD where he goes to New York with a gun in the doggone basketball court with a gun. Just did like a whole 45-minute DVD of him to stop snitching. Well, it's like this, man. What you gonna do? Oh, definitely, man. That's why I'll tell you guys, always support the page, man. Hit the like button, hit the notification button, hit that bell. You can support the Cash App. Carceno's the name on the Cash App, Karceno, as you already know. Oh, the Patreon? Yeah, I told you we finished the whole Drake story. I don't know if you got your notifications on the Drake video I did. And you wanted to know the names and all the people. Well, all the names are out. It's on the Patreon for the VIP members only. Yeah, it was pretty explosive, wasn't it? Told you. Patreon's on 5. Living for them things. Oh, I mean, not J.O. Felony. I mean, I think it was JT. It was JT, not J.O. Felony. J.O. Felony had a problem with Jay-Z. You know, when he was doing the Crip Walk outside of Marcy Project. Oh, man, I knew that was something. No, I'm talking about JT, the bigger figure. Should have gave that one to you for free. You knew this. It's always somebody saying they know something when they don't. You ain't know that. You ain't know that. Nah, bro, you ain't know that. Yeah, Game was with JT. I probably said J.O. Felony. I always get them two mixed up just with the names. But, yeah, it was JT. What you knew, man? What you knew, Flatbush? What you know? No, he didn't. Game did not help G-Unit at all. Because they didn't need him. They were already on top. So when they got him, all he did was break it in half. He got everything out of it. Then he broke it in half. Because ever since he left, then came the problems. It kind of put a wedge between Dre and 50 Cent over how it was handled. And that was very understandable. Because if I'm 50, I'm feeling a certain way. You know? And y'all ain't shut him down. So if they were going to keep him on Aftermath Records, 50 wasn't going to be involved. He wanted a release. So they got him off of Aftermath.